everyone. This is Simon of RUBAN, guest lecturer PG Department of Computer Science in St.Joseph College of Arts and Science, Cuddalore. In this weekend, we are going to see about the introduction to Hadoop. So, what is Hadoop? Hadoop is an open source software programming framework for storing a large amount of data and performing the computation. Its framework is based on Java programming with some native code in C and shell scripts, which is used in Linux. Hadoop is used for some advanced level of analytics, which includes machine learning and data mining. So Hadoop is an open source software. Open source software means the code is available for the users, so they can define the software as per their needs. So it is an open source framework provided by the Apache for large amount of data and performing the computations. So its framework is based on the Java programming and some native code in C language and some shell scripts in Linux. So why we need for Hadoop? So in order to obtain redundant-free, fault-tolerant data storage, parallel computation framework, job coordination, programmers need Hadoop data. So programmer need not to worry about where the file is located, how to handle failure and data loss, how to divide the computations, how to program for scaling. So these are handled by the Hadoop. So the programmer need not to worry about these things. So history of Hadoop. So Apache Software Foundation is developers of Hadoop, and its co-founders are Dog Cutting and Mike Caffarella. Its co-founder Dog Cutting named it on his son's toy elephant. So Hadoop is the name of a toy used by the Dog Cutting sons. So in October 2003, the first paper release was Google File System (GFS). So in January 2006, MapReduce development started on the Apache Nutch, which consists of around 6,000 lines coding for it and around 5,000 lines coding for HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File Systems. So in April 2006, Hadoop 1.0 was released. So this is the Hadoop overview. So large amount of data is ingested into the big data analytics, and from that data, the clusters are founded using the Hadoop's MapReduce format. So the maps are consolidated and reduced into a single format, and the result is provided to the user or the company CEOs or stock market exchanges. So this is the overview of the Hadoop. So advantage and disadvantage of Hadoop. So advantages is able to show large amount of data. So it can show large amount of data compared to RDBMS. So it is high flexibility. It can be extended or it can be used as extensive activities. So it is highly flexible. So it is cost effective and it is high computational power. So the power of the computation is high because of the data source. So tasks are independent. All tasks are independent in this Hadoop architecture. So it's linear scaling. So scaling in the linear phase, it is a great advantage for using Hadoop. So disadvantages can be termed as not very effective for very small data. So very small data, Hadoop is not suitable for this. Hard cluster management. Cluster management, getting clusters in the big data analytics, big data is very hard, and it has a stability issues. How is stability issues concerned with this? Some security concerns for the data, which is provided by the companies. So security concerns is a major concern, which is the Hadoop. So Hadoop consists of Hadoop Distributed File System. So in computer, Windows, we know there are file systems such as NTFS and a fact table. Like this, Hadoop architecture has a Hadoop Distributed File System, shortly named as HDFS. So it has a distributed file system known as HDFS, and this HDFS splits files into blocks and sends them across various nodes in the form of large clusters. So also in case of a node failure, the system operates and data transfer takes place between the nodes, which are facilitated by HDFS. Suppose a node fails in the file system, so it is allocated to another node. So the working of the analytics is not disturbed. So this is the format for data processing. Others is MapReduce for data processing. So Yarn is in yet another resource network. This is a resource management for clustering. Then HDFS, a reliable and redundant storage. So what is the difference between RDBMS and Hadoop? So in RUBAN-ECS, data size is termed to be gigabytes or terabytes. Up to terabytes it can handle RDBM. RDBMS can handle the data. But in Hadoop it can at petabytes and exabytes. Up to petabytes and exabytes can handle map or Hadoop or MapReduce. So access basis interactive and batch processing is consistent in the traditional RDBMS, but it is batch but not interactive. Then updates mean read write many times. Anytime can edit in the traditional database and write something new into the traditional database. But in Hadoop, once we have written, so we can write only once and can be read many times. But in traditional database, we can read and write many times. So structured basically static schema is used in the traditional database, and in Hadoop it is a dynamic schema. So, concerned to the integrity, high level acid properties, atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. So it is acid properties is said to be low in the Hadoop architecture. Scaling means non-linear type scaling, but scaling in here is linear type scaling. So query response time can be near immediate, but it has a latency due to batch processing. Some latency time takes for processing due to batch processing. So these are different in RDBMS and Hadoop. So advantages of Hadoop for Hadoop distributed file system is it is inexpensive, immutable in nature, stores data reliably, ability to tolerate faults, scalable, block structured, can process a large amount of data simultaneously, and many more. The disadvantage of HDFS seems to be it is the biggest disadvantage is that it is not fit for small quantities of data. Also, it has an issue related to potential stability, restrictive, and rough in nature. So these are the disadvantages and disadvantages of HDFS. Some of the common frameworks of Hadoop are Hive. It uses Hive QI for data structuring and for writing complicated MapReduce in HDFS. And RIL. It consists of user-defined functions and is used for data exploration. Storm. It allows real-time processing and streaming of data. Spark. It contains a machine learning library, MLlib, for providing enhanced machine learning and is widely used for data processing. It also supports Java, Python, and Scala. Pig. It has a Pig Latin SQL-like language and performs data transformation of unstructured data. Text. It reduces the complexity of Hive and Pig and helps in running of their code faster. Some of the models of the Hadoop framework. Hadoop MapReduce. The MapReduce programming model for handling and processing large data. Hadoop distributed file system. We have seen some distributed files in clusters among nodes. Hadoop Yarn, a platform which manages computing resources. And Hadoop Common. It contains packages and libraries which are used for other modules. The switches of Hadoop suitable for big data analytics. First is cost reduction, big data, better and faster decisions, new products and services. As big data tends to be distributed and unstructured in nature, Hadoop clusters are best suited for analysis of big data. Since it is processing logic, not the actual data, that follows to the computation nodes, less network bandwidth is consumed. So this concept is called as data locality concept, which helps increases the efficiency of Hadoop-based applications. Scalability. Hadoop clusters can easily be scaled at any extent by adding additional cluster nodes and thus allows for the growth of the big data. Also, scaling does not require modifications to the application logic. So, no modification requires, you can add excess amount of data as you want. So, fault tolerance. Hadoop ecosystem has a provision to duplicate the input data onto the other cluster nodes. That way, in the event of a cluster node failure, data processing can still be produced by using data stored on another cluster node. So why to use Hadoop in the big data analytics? So it is suited for particular types of big data problems. It is parallel data processing and scales to petabytes are more easily. So Hadoop analytic tools. Some of the analytic tools used in the Hadoop are there is a wide range of analytical tools available in the market that help Hadoop with the astronomical size data efficiently. Let's see some of the most famous and widely used tools one by one. Below are the top 10 Hadoop analytical tools for big data. Apache Spark. Apache Spark is an open source processing engine that is designed for ease of analytic operations. It is a cluster computing platform that is designed to be fast and more made for general purpose uses. Spark is defined to cover various batch applications, machine learning, streaming, data processing, and interactive queries. So some of the features of Spark are in-memory processing, tight integration of components, easy and inexpensive. The power processing engine makes it so fast. Spark streaming has high level library for streaming process. The Apache MapReduce. MapReduce is just like an algorithm or data structure that is based on the Yarn framework. The primary feature of MapReduce is to perform the distributed processing in parallel in a Hadoop cluster, which makes Hadoop working so fast because we are dealing with big data, serial processing, and it is no more in use. Features of MapReduce are scalable, it is scalable, fault tolerance, parallel processing, tunable duplications, and load balancing. Apache Hive. Apache Hive is a data warehousing tool that is built on top of the Hadoop, and the data warehousing is nothing but storing the data at a fixed location generated from various sources. So Hive is one of the best tools used for data analytics on Hadoop. The query language of Hive is HQL or HiveQL. The features of Hive. Queries are similar to SQL queries. The queries used in a Hive is similar to SQL queries. Hive has different storage types: HBase, ORC, plain text, etc. Hive has inbuilt function for data mining and other works. Hive operates on compressed data and that is present inside Hadoop ecosystem. Apache Impala. So Apache Impala is an open source SQL engine designed for Hadoop. Impala overcomes the speed related issues in Apache Hive, which is faster processing speed. Apache Impala uses similar kinds of SQL syntax, ODBC driver, and user interface as that of Apache Hive. Apache Impala can easily be integrated with Hadoop for data analytics purposes. Features of Impala are easy integration, scalability, security, in-memory data processing. And Apache Mahout. Apache Mahout is taken from the Hindi word Mahavat, which means the elephant rider. Apache Mahout runs the algorithm on top of the Hadoop, so it is named Mahout. Mahout is mainly used for implementing various machine learning algorithms on our Hadoop like cache execution, collaborative supervising, and recommendations. Hadoop Mahout can implement the machine learning algorithms without integration on Hadoop. Features of Mahout are used for machine learning applications. Mahout has vector and matrix libraries, ability to analyze large datasets quickly. Apache Pig. The Pig was initially developed by Yahoo to get ease in programming. Apache Pig has a capability to process an extensive dataset as it works on top of the Hadoop. Apache Pig is used for analyzing more massive datasets by representing them as data flow. Apache Pig also raises the level of abstraction for processing enormous datasets. Pig Latin is a scripting language that the developer uses for working on the Pig framework that runs on Pig runtime. The features of Pigs are easy to program, rich set of operators, ability to handle various kinds of data, extensibility. Apache HBase. HBase is nothing but a non-relatively NoSQL distributed and column-oriented database. HBase consists of various tables which are each table has multiple numbers of data rows. These rows will have multiple numbers of column families, and this column family will have columns which contain key value pairs. HBase works on the top of the HDFS. We use HBase for searching small size data from the more massive data sets. Features of HBase are HBase has linear modular scalability. Java API can easily be used for client access. Block cache for real-time data queries. Apache Scoop. Scoop is a command line tool that is developed by Apache. The primary purpose of Apache Scoop is to import structured data, that is RDBMS like MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle to our HDF, Hadoop Distributed File System. Scoop can also export the data from HDFS to RDBMS. The features of Scoop can import data to Hive or HBase, connecting to database servers, controlling parallelism. And Tableau, it is a upcoming analytic tools which is used for big data analytics. Tableau is a data visualization software that can be used for data analytics and business intelligence. It provides a variety of interactive visualization to showcase the insights of the data and can translate the queries to visualization and can also import all ranges and types of data. The features of Tableau are Tableau supports bar chart, histogram, pie chart, motion chart, bullet chart, Gantt chart, and so many. Secure and robust, interactive dashboards and worksheets. Apache Storm. Apache Storm is a free open source distributed real-time computation system built using programming languages like Cloj and Java. It can be used with many programming languages. It is used for streaming process, which is very faster. We use daemons like Nimbus, Zookeeper, and Supervisor in Apache Storm. Apache system can be used for real-time processing, online machine learning, and many more. Companies like Yahoo, Spotify, Twitter, and so many use Apache Swarm. The features of Swarm easily operable. Each node can process millions of people in 1 second, scalable and fault tolerant. So various companies using Hadoop are Facebook, eBay, HP, IBM, the New York Times, Netflix, Intel, Extra, Yahoo, Samsung, Amazon. So these are the companies which are using the Hadoop architecture. The common Hadoop distributions. So open source is Apache Hadoop architecture. The commercial ones are Cloudera, OnTonWorks, Mapr, AWS MapReduce, Microsoft Azure, HD Insight Beta. So these are the commercial versions or distributions of the Hadoop. Thank you.